Good morning, Year 6. It's Friday today. We thought that meme is a bit how some of us are feeling on most afternoons. Maybe some mornings, Mr. Martin. What do you think?
Yeah.
Maybe after we've eaten lunch, we might.
After eating lunch. Oh, yeah, definitely after we've eaten lunch. Working from home.
Anyway, we're going to move on to our literacy contract. So today is Friday. So all those starred tasks needs to be complete. It needs to be all filled in, all dated, and all handed in for today. So you need to make sure that those star tasks are done, your guided reading session activity is completed, and that is handed in your Google Classroom.
And that will take us up to shared reading for today. So like we've been talking about, we're still looking at that article, The Awesome Athlete. And we just want you to go through and outline the key events that occurred in Pac's career. So Mrs. Moore and I have actually put the important dates or years or her ages. So what you guys just need to do is that you'll need to go through the text, read it, and just put in the key bits of information, the key events that happened in those years for her.
And Mr. Martin, it is very much like our history that we've been doing this week.
Oh yeah, very closely linked to it.
Yeah.
It's almost like we planned it.
It is like we planned it, isn't it? Almost. Okay, so then for our writing, this is just a slide just for you. So this is a slide where you've been doing your research and you're thinking, oh, that's really interesting information, or I wish I could put that in there somewhere. This is for that information. So any information you want to put that's extra on top of what you've already researched about your athlete, this is where it goes. So you might want to, just put it in there. You might want to talk about maybe you might want to discuss another sport that they were in and they've come into this sport, or you might want to talk about what they're wanting to do after. Maybe they're retiring, maybe they're striving to go to the next Olympics. So any information that you've learnt about your athlete is where you're going to put in there. What did you say, Mr. Martin?
I was going to say maybe if there's even, I know a lot of athletes do a lot of charity work, so maybe if they work in specific charities, or do they do anything outside of the sport as well?
Yes, because a lot of them do have their either their own charity or their, what do you call it when they're like they're the person of that.
Like the front person.
Yeah, I forget what that's called. Anyway,
ambassador. That's the word. They're an ambassador.
The ambassador of a organization. So that would be really interesting information to put in there.
Yeah. And then that'll take you guys up to maths. So for maths today, guys, it's really important that you watch this video here before you start going through to do this task, because I don't think that very many people have an understanding of what they need to do without watching that video first. So we're looking at something called water displacement. So if you watch that video, it talks about how when we're looking at measuring the volume of an object, that we can actually use water to measure the actual volume it takes up. So you'll need to watch that video first before you do anything. After that, what you'll need to do is that you're going to need to find some objects around the house that are waterproof, first of all. You'll need to find a measuring container that you can measure how much water is in that container. And you're going to need to tell us what is the object that you're measuring. You're going to need to estimate the volume that it's going to take up. So you might need to have a look and think, all right, if I've put 500 mils of water into my jug, I think that the volume of maybe, I know in my example, I used a bocce ball. I estimated the volume was going to be 150 cubic centimeters. And then I had to measure it and look at the actual volume by looking at how much water it pushes up. So make sure you watch that video first before you do anything, and that will help go through exactly what you need to do. As I've gone and I've done a really good example for you guys and gone through step by step how you need to do this task. But after that, you'll need to choose your objects, estimate their volume, write what their actual volume is, and put here some of your working out. How did you find out what the volume is? And
I'm going to say, Mr. Martin, again, you just need to make sure that you're working for 30 minutes. So if you can't fill in that table after 30 minutes, that's okay. You don't have to fill in that table. We've just made that table, but if you can't get it filled, that's fine.
Yep. absolutely correct, Mrs. Moore. And just see if you can add a video to this Flipgrid link of you doing one of your measurements. Might be a little bit of fun to show how you're measuring and what your estimate and what the actual measurement of the object might be. And finally, for today, we have got art. So you can see here that we have got a little bit of a challenge. We want you guys to use objects such as food, boxes, toys, containers, whatever from around the house to try and make a person of a photo and upload it. This is Mrs. Moore's Joshua's example that he did for us to make his person.
He just used food, but you can use other things. You could use a combination of things. He just decided to use food around the house.
You might want to do something like this and make a nice little cool
person.
Yeah, little cool dude with some sunnies on.
Yeah.
And see if you can upload a photo up onto the next slide. Or if you'd like to, if you want to do a learn to draw, you can do one of those learn to draw videos. Up to you. Nice, sort of easy, relaxing.
Yes, that's right. Afternoon. And just remember, Year 6, that today is Friday. So all your work needs to be handed in to us so that we're able to see all your work that's completed for the week. And we'll give you some more dojo points today.
Yeah. All right, Year 6. If you do have any questions about the learning for today, remember to send Mrs. Moore and I an email, comment on our classroom, or ask the question at our 9:30 Zoom meeting.
Have a lovely weekend, Year 6. We'll see you on Monday.
Yep, go the Titans.
I don't know about the Sharks.
Have to wait and see.
See you, Year 6.
See you, Year 6.
Bye, Year 6.